Yeah, but unfortunately for me, I don't make enough money to stock up on food like that. Even if I did, I'd have to do it the Walmart way. Even that's expensive, I'd be left on the road dead somewhere.
Not really, because you know what the score is, and you know what is you already know what the potential is, and you can communicate, or at least you have the facilities to communicate. Whether you're willing to communicate or not, that'll be another story, because it'll probably be that with you knowing how to communicate, you can set up a radio station in your living room. It's probably the government is going to come after you and say, hey, we want you to communicate this.
Right. Well, being a ham operator...
In return, we'll feed you for a couple of weeks.
Being a ham operator, that is very true. That does happen. In Haiti, the first people to jump on there was the ham operators.
Right.
That's all over YouTube. And we were copying live transmissions from Haiti. It was on Ustream and also on, I think, 80 meters. But, ham operators are going to be very important when the time comes.
Yeah.
And they're already trying to regulate that now, even more than it already is.
Right. Yeah, because they don't want people. They want to control the communications. One of the in an environment of a disaster, one of the most valuable of the commodities is information. If you can get information to the right people at the right time, you have power, and they don't want anybody having power over them. And I say them because they're the ones that are in charge. They're the ones that have created this mess.
Yeah, it's not even a matter of having power over them. They don't want people to be independent. Yeah, because if you're independent and self-sufficient, they have no power over you.
Right.
But those were great points that both of you made, and it kind of ties into this whole survival situation and Mike's question as far as what does he do as a single person, and that is part of the preparation, right? Is just building networks, talking to people, whether it's your family, if you're a part of a church, and going online is probably the best part or best way of doing that, to finding those people and talking to them, meeting up at the bookstore, the library, and get you a little room. And just start talking about this stuff, having little plans and that, where to go, where would be the best place.
And go there prepared. If you've got a computer, you've got the answers.
Exactly.
Print out some information from some of the websites that are telling you like it is. Look at there's must be at least hundreds of behind-the-scenes news agencies that have in print and as well as in audio and video form of exactly what's occurring versus what they're feeding us on the mainstream media. Gather that information, make tapes or CDs or whatever, and take it to these meetings.
Let me break in here and tell this guy, if he's still listening, if you're thinking about the worst case scenario, you've already taken the first step by listening to something like this. This is not a guarantee that this is going to happen. This is a prediction based on an informed guess is what this is. It's what they've been preparing us for since the World War II, actually, and it's going to come about. So you've already taken the first step. The next step you want to do is tell everybody who you're listening to and get them to listen too.
Right.
Because from the smallest and the meekest of people will come a gem of an idea that nobody has thought about, and it will spread like wildfire on a network like this.
Don't worry, we'll get better as it goes along. What do you think?
I think it's
sounds good to me. And the thing is too that the people like us, doing this, we have other things we can do with our time. But we have a deep concern for our fellow man, and we're just average, everyday individuals. We don't have PhDs and MBAs and all that. We basically have our eyes and ears open, and we can see just from what they have in the mainstream media alone that what is going to be coming down is inevitable. It's not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. And, I've been watching what's been going on for like the past 25 years, and I've seen things progressively get worse, not better. And when you live in a progressive society like we're supposed to live in, things improve somewhere down the pike. Somewhere along the line, you have improvements. I've seen absolutely no improvements in any aspect of our lives. The cost of living's increased. The availability of commodities is getting less and less. I mean, all they're doing is entertaining us on the mainstream news and telling us everything's going to be all right, and yet we're not feeling it. Everybody has an insight. Everybody senses what is going on, but very few people care to confront it.
Right.
So it's about time that we started communicating to one another and getting prepared as groups, not as individuals, and pulling our resources together. One person cannot make it on their own, but one person with 5 other single people have a better chance. To do is be willing to communicate with one another and show the documentation, show the data. Gather that knowledge yourself and then share it with others. And if you got 10 people that are calling you a kook, you're bound to find one that's going to agree.
You want to know what I was called a kook? In the 80s, I took an inventory of my IRA and 401k, and I said, geez, there's a lot of money here. And then I started projecting out, and I said, geez, almost everybody in the company is doing something like this. And then I started thinking, well, everybody in the state who works for somebody is doing something like this, saving something. And then I'm thinking countrywide, and I says, oh, my God, there's a fortune going into these places. Then I'm thinking, oh, man, if I were a good thief, I could steal it all with the swipe of a pen. And son of a gun, 2008, what happened? The banks went wild, started printing money, get rid of it. This is the largest bank heist in history. These people stole everything we have. Mm-hmm. By the time we turn around and start cashing in our 401ks and IRAs, it's not going to be worth anything.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. We have a question from Justin in Kansas who writes in, when everything goes to hell and the people can't pay property taxes on their homes, will the banks try to kick everyone out of their homes?
Not the banks, but the government will confiscate your property in a heartbeat. So you got to remember, this is what this is all about. They want to own everything,
hold on.
Including us.
Hold on. Darko, we have an echo. Okay, thanks. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
That was the echo?
A little bit, yeah.
So, property taxes, that's, again, something that you should make a sound judgment on. Do you pay your property taxes and stay at the property you're on as long as possible, or do you collectively form a group where people come together on one property and everybody collectively puts it together to appease the government so they don't take the land away? Like I said, no man is an island. You're not going to survive it on your own. So the best thing to do is to start forming alliances. Start educating other people and getting them interested, and come to some kind of decision on where you are all going to basically place yourselves.
Actually, I anticipated this a couple of years ago. Well, not a couple of years ago, about a decade ago. I said the best position to be in is to have your mortgage paid for, owe nothing. And right. I've been doing that for about 5 years now. I've been paying it off, whenever I get some extra money, I throw it into the mortgage, and it actually saves me a lot of money, interest payments. But I'm within $30,000, $40,000 of paying it off, and I'm telling every one of my friends, pay off your mortgage. As soon as you pay off your mortgage, you don't owe anybody any money unless it's for taxes, and they can fluctuate, but they can't take money where there is none.
Well,
so,
yeah, they can take a property, though.
Yeah, they can take the property, but they can't raise the. I mean, if you're paying $1,000 in property tax one month, they can't raise it to $30,000 the next month because they need the money.
No, they can't do it month to month, but they can do it. It's like I watch my property taxes here. Okay, when I got this